Welcome to Alert Tales, where we dive deep into the most gripping stories of real-life experiences. If you love tales that evoke emotion, spark conversation, and connect us all, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more captivating stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
Moved in with my fiancé and want to break up. I, a 30-year-old man, have been with my 30-year-old fiancé for 4 years. We started dating and everything was going great. Eventually, after 3 years of dating, I proposed and she accepted. I traveled to Brazil to meet her family. Everything was going well, and we were both satisfied in love. That is, until we moved in together, renting a house, getting a dog, the whole thing. We had a few minor disagreements, but I chalked it up to getting settled and adjusting to each other. However, after a year together, we still aren't married, and I find myself falling more and more out of love with her romantically by the week and can't understand why. We went from a healthy sex life to basically being a dead bedroom, going 6 to 8 weeks between instances together, and often it's due to my suddenly having no sex drive to be with her. I'd have liked to be married by now, but there's a ton of forms that she has to file and she just won't start on them. I still feel myself loving her, but it almost feels like a super close friend, to the point I've felt urges to end things and just start dating again. It's so frustrating because I don't want to do this, but can't see myself spending the rest of my life in this relationship based on what it's become. We've tiptoed around the topic, and I'm sure she's frustrated as well, but neither of us can figure out how to communicate what's happening, and I hate how we've come to this point.
My mom just told me the reason my siblings exclude me from everything. I'm the oldest of 4. They hate me because I have BPD and bipolar. She says my face and my body language are what pushes everyone away. I'm so alone. There's a gaping hole inside my chest. I wonder how much longer I'll last. I don't know what I did to make them hate me. I never lashed out. I only fought with my bio sister, who has been the one our whole lives that instigates. My parents basically admitted once we grew up that they didn't care enough to really look into anything that actually happened between us. And because I reacted, I was the one who always got the blame. I'm so alone. I don't have any real friends. I don't have a family. My mom and dad love me, but I live 700 miles away, and it's too inconvenient to visit more than once every 2 or 3 years. I try to get home as often as I can, but when I do, nobody cares. I hate how unlovable I am. I hate how I push people away. I hate how different I am. I hate how I am. I hate myself. Edit, I am in therapy. I have been for over half of my life. I'm heavily medicated and on multiple treatment plans. Not everyone is going to read my post history, of course, but there's a little more context there. But at some point, there's only so much that can help.
My therapist broke up with me. I've been in bi-weekly therapy since May following a particularly difficult breakup that I'm still struggling to overcome. We only lasted 6 months, but the time we shared was quite genuinely the happiest I've ever been, and the sudden loss of what we had sent me spiraling to a place I needed immediate help from. Alongside that, we've been unpacking a severe accident I was involved in 2 years ago, termination from my job and the subsequent struggle to find re-employment, the ongoing uncertainty of my status in the place I call home, and the total breakdown of all my family relationships. Suffice to say, I am not in a good way, but I've been trying to take all the right steps to keep my head above water. I had my latest session yesterday only to be told I have too many issues for him to appropriately support me. And while I appreciate he's identified he's not the right fit for me, it's incredibly disheartening, though almost comical, to find myself being discarded by yet another person in my life and left to start the whole process again. It's all so bloody exhausting, and I'm finding it hard to justify why I even try.
I think the way I reacted to finding out my best friend is gay just ruined our friendship, and I feel awful. I need to get this off my chest because I've been losing sleep over it, and I'm feeling like the worst friend on the planet right now. I, 19M, played basketball in high school, and me and the guys from the team are closer than family. We've been through everything together. There are 5 of us total. 2 of them are at my college, but one of my closest boys, let's call him Jay, 18M, goes to a school about an hour away. Even though we go to different schools, we've stayed tight. Last week it was Jay's birthday, and I thought it'd be a good idea to surprise him. I drove up to his school with a small cake, just wanting to hang out and show my boy some love. I called him when I got there, and he was happy. We met up, found a spot to sit and chill while he was waiting for his next class, and everything was great. Then out of nowhere, this girl walks up to us and Jay introduces her as a friend from one of his classes. We do the typical nice to meet you stuff, and I tell her how me and Jay go way back from ball. Then she hits me with, yeah, it's awesome how the jocks didn't care about having a gay guy on the team. I straight up laughed, thinking she was joking, but when I looked over at Jay, his face just dropped. I've never seen him look like that, pure panic. He mumbled something and walked away, and I followed him, and when we were alone, I straight up asked, "What do you mean you're gay?" He didn't say anything, just stayed silent, and I felt my heart drop. Not because he's gay, honestly that's whatever, but because he didn't tell any of us. And yet this random girl from a class he's known for like 6 months knows. I was hurt. We're supposed to know everything about each other, all the stupid, embarrassing stuff we've done, everything. So I said something dumb like, "Why didn't you tell us? Bro, we'd never ditch you for that." That's when he snapped. He started yelling, telling me to stay away, saying he didn't tell us because he's ashamed. He started calling himself these awful things. It hurt to hear him talk about himself like that, like he thinks we'd hate him for it. And then he just broke down. I tried to hug him, tell him it's okay, but he pushed me off and stormed away. Later I found out he left our group chat. The other guys are asking me what's going on, but I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna out him, that's not my place, but I still feel like I just messed up so bad. I wasn't mad because he's gay, I was mad because he felt like he couldn't tell me. But now I see it's not about trust, it's about fear. He's been hiding this part of himself for so long because of how people treat you for it in our country, and I was too caught up in my own stupid feelings to realize that. I should have had his back instead of making it about me. I miss my boy. I just want to reach out, tell him I love him, tell him he's not alone, and that we'd never judge him for something like this. I don't care about anything but getting my bro back. Life doesn't feel right without him around.
Today I exposed my cheating boyfriend. Today I found out my boyfriend of 1.5 years cheated on me with his lesbian coworker. For context, we lived together and had a rough patch for the past month. Surprisingly, at the same time that he cheated, my boyfriend was away from home because he went to a hardstyle party. I got a "Hey girly" message from the ex-fiancé of the girl he cheated on me with. She sent me pictures of their text conversations, and she told me that she broke off their engagement because of cheating. At first I didn't believe her, but the pictures were very compelling, and even if it wasn't physical cheating, this was enough for me to break up over. I called him up in a panic, trying to get him home. I lied and told him my father was in the hospital and that he needed to come home now. He took the first bus home and was biking his way to my house. I told him that my mom took him to the hospital, so the car shouldn't have been out front. We were calling while he was on his way here, and he asked me why the car was out front. I couldn't come up with a lie quick enough, and I hung up on him in my panic. He knew that something was off and immediately biked away. I couldn't confront him. I was so upset that I logged into his Snapchat and forwarded all the screenshots I got of their conversations to the group chats of his workplace and to all the group conversations with his friends. I also posted a rather disgusting text message between the two on his public story. The account is now deactivated. He still has not responded to me, and it's been hours. I have also called his mom and told her what happened. He had sex with her while he knows that I struggle with sex because I've been used before. For context, my ex immediately dumped me after we had sex, so that hurts more. We've also had a little vacation during the time he was cheating. I'm so hurt, so broken. I don't know what to do, and I just want to hold him, even though he has hurt me so much. I'm too forgiving to handle this. I did not deserve this. Edit. Apparently everyone at work already knew, even his boss. I'm absolutely disgusted that no one had the balls to tell me. Edit Part 2. Thank you all for reaching out and wishing me well. I still have not heard from him, and it's nearly 2 a.m. I just want closure. I can't have closure if I don't see him, and I know that sounds extremely silly, but I just need him to tell me in my face so that I can stop missing him. I hope I fall asleep